Hello everybody, here at the Home Field Hunter office we have Victor Silva, a very good special visit for us here at the office. He's from Johnson & Wales University and he's going to share valuable information for the student athletes. Victor.
Thanks for having me, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Tell us, what do you do at Johnson & Wales University?
So at Johnson & Wales University, I'm the Director of International Relations for Latin America and the Caribbean. So I work with all the students from Central South America, the Caribbean, for their admissions process at the university. So part of that is answering their questions about what they need to do to apply, working with them afterwards if they've been accepted, hopefully that's what we're going for,
yeah.
And then assisting them all the way to enrollment.
Perfect. And what do you look on a candidate?
That's a great question. So we do a holistic approach to the application, meaning that we look at everything that the student submits, but it's going to really focus on who we are as a university, and we embody pride, courage, commitment, and character. And that transcends from athletics to admissions as well. So we want to see that a student's been involved in their high school or college if they're a transfer student, that they also have good grades. We're standardized test optional, meaning they don't have to submit an SAT score, an ACT score, but encouraged if they did well. So all of those things together kind of shape our admissions committee when we sit down and review students.
And I know that you play baseball, you play college baseball at Johnson & Wales University, actually with Coach John LaRose that we are going to interview later. And tell us, how was your experience as a college baseball player and now working for the university that saw you playing baseball?
Absolutely. I have to say it was probably one of the best experiences of my life. Johnson & Wales University is an NCAA Division III program, meaning non-scholarship but extremely competitive. And I think one of the most valuable things I took away, besides everything we did on the field from practice and all that, is, how to grow up and how to mature and be ready for the industry that I potentially would be graduating in. I was an international business major, and I did work somewhere else before coming over to Johnson & Wales, but the way the coaching staff, expected you to carry yourself and being accountable and being mature, time management, all the things that, necessary to be successful later on in life, which then led me to this position with the university.
Nice. Victor, as I'm telling you guys all over the places, Victor is a great example of somebody that went and played baseball, but his focus was on academics, and right now he's working through the sport that helped him, motivate him to continue studying, and right now he helps even with the baseball program, but he has his position inside the university, overseeing the Latin America, Caribbean, but baseball was a very important part of him becoming the professional that right now he is. And you told something about NCAA Division III, and that's something that I also try to tell the people here about, that the divisions is not that important as most people think that Division I, Division II is better. I know, because I know Johnson & Wales and I have other players in Division III programs, that competitive baseball is played there. Can you tell more about that?
Absolutely. I mean, we played in the Greater Northeast Athletic Conference, the GNAC as we call it. And at my time, I'm going back a few years, it's still competitive to this day. I mean, being involved as a, part-time volunteer. But even at my time of playing, there were great quality Division III schools that, made it to the NCAA, at least the first round, the NCAA tournament each year, and the quality of guys, you saw guys get drafted or play professionally overseas. I've always, I heard it from a coach a long time ago, and I heard it again when I got to Johnson & Wales. But if you're that good enough, they'll find you underneath the rock.
Yeah.
But you need to go. That's kind of joking, but you need to go to a place that's going to be the best fit for you academically, financially, and also that you get to showcase your talents.
Right. And give us a final thoughts about what do you recommend to the athletes that probably are watching this video. What do you recommend in terms of starting time to the recruiting process?
Sure, especially on the admissions end, in my full-time position, I think if I could advocate for students to start early, not necessarily to apply to schools and those kinds of things early, you have to wait your time, but it's if your family's on vacation, you happen to be in Florida, maybe go check out a school, go on a school tour. It's okay that you're in grade 9, that you're a freshman, but you're at least getting an idea of what kind of place you can see yourself at. Is it a large school? Is it a small school? Does geography matter to you in the in the continental U.S.? Do you want to be on the West Coast? Do you want to be in the Midwest? Do you want to be somewhere where it's warm, like here? Those are all important things. But time goes by very fast. We say it all the time. So I recommend starting earlier. And that, on top of it, a lot of students, I think, they might think that their junior year is the most important for their grades, but it's actually from day one. Mm-hmm. You need to show that you're a strong student and that you're challenging yourself each year, to be a good academic candidate to the universities that they're applying to.
That was Victor Silva from Johnson & Wales University. Thank you, Victor.
Thank you very much
for your time.
Appreciate it.
And I know you come annually here.
Yes.
You work also here with Marcia.
Yes.
And we know also Marcia. We say hi to Marcia.
Hi, Marcia.
Yeah, and that she's the representative in Puerto Rico. And Johnson & Wales do a very, very good labor and work in terms of recruiting players and students. Not have to be athletes in Puerto Rico. So we thank you because you are an institution that value our students.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Right now, I'm with head baseball coach at Johnson & Wales University, Coach John LaRose. Coach,
yeah, pleasure.
Thank you for your time. Johnson & Wales University, as we talked earlier with Victor, is a university that recruits a lot here in Puerto Rico, and we have some questions for Coach LaRose. What do you look what's the most important thing you look in a recruit?
Well, we look for several things, but and it's a kind of cliche, but we're looking for a true student athlete, someone who obviously has to be talented on the ball field and have skill sets to play college baseball. But we're looking at our school and most universities are looking for good student athletes, so they have to have a good academic profile as well. So we're looking for both. If a kid's a tremendous player, but he doesn't have the academic background, he's not going to be a good fit for us. So we're looking for someone who's well-rounded and does well in the classroom and certainly has a successful baseball background as well.
So the first filter is the academic one.
Absolutely, yeah. No,
okay.
If we look at a student athlete's transcripts and it's not the strongest background, unfortunately that's someone we're going to pass on and move on to somebody else.
And if the student is very good academically, as we wish everyone is, then what do you look in terms of baseball skills?
Absolutely. Again, kind of cliche stuff, but I like good athletes, good baseball players. So every coach is different, but I'm a defensive guy, so
okay.
I look for players who good feet, good hands, have the ability and versatility to do a couple different things. So athleticism, versatility, defensive skills are what I look for, and then certainly we're looking on the offensive end as well. But someone with a good baseball IQ, with a good feel for the game, with an athletic frame, versatility, those kind of all come into that same type of player that we're looking for.
And can you talk us a little bit more about the baseball program at Johnson & Wales?
Absolutely. We're NCAA Division III, and there's I know everyone here is familiar with NCAA Division I. They're watching Omaha, the big game on TV in the College World Series. Well, in the U.S. there's great baseball throughout the country at all different levels: Division I, Division II, Division III, NAIA, junior college. We're in NCAA Division III, which is non-scholarship, but it's still very competitive baseball. It's high-level stuff. It's players that have been very successful on their high school team, on their travel team, the best players in their programs that come in and play at our level. So it's good competitive college baseball.
And I'm going to talk right now about one of our players from the 16 class, Francisco Diaz. Last year was recruited by Coach LaRose at Johnson & Wales. And I want, to emphasize something on Francisco. Francisco was an excellent academic student, so he passed the first filter for the university. But one thing that I want to emphasize on him is that he was recruited by Johnson and Wales, but also by other universities that actually offer him athletic scholarship. But Francisco went and visited Johnson and Wales University, and he was offered a very good academic scholarship. And after he watched the baseball program, he sat down with the coach, and he saw the academic opportunity that he was getting there. He decided to go to Johnson and Wales University with the academic scholarship instead of going to other university that was offering athletic scholarship. So that's something that everybody, that athletes, parents that are watching this, can learn, that it's not only the university that gives you athletic scholarship. That's not the main focus that you should think or you should wait on. It's the place, the opportunity, the human resource. That's other things that are important. So tell us about Francisco. How Francisco is doing?
He's doing great. He's a great young man. He is a quality young man. We're very fortunate to have him at the university. Number one, he's a tremendous student. Like you said, he had a 4.0 in high school and wants to be a doctor, and he's just a quality young man. He's in our biology program, and I think that's a great point that you made, Carlos, that when you're looking at schools, and when young men and young women that you're working with in your program are looking at schools, I think it's very, very important for them, through the internet, through visits, to get to know the schools that are recruiting them as much as they can, visit as often as they can to especially the top 3, 4, 5 schools, see the campus, meet the people in the admissions department, meet the people in the biology department, or whatever major they're looking at, obviously athletics, so you can make an informed decision. And I think that would be the biggest piece I would say to your clients and all your potential student athletes in all the different sports, just not baseball. Really get to know the schools you're looking at, because it's such a big decision, and you want to make an informed decision, and we're all looking for good student athletes like Francisco, and he made, I think at the end of the day, the best choice for him overall. Baseball is a good fit. He saw we're a Division III school, but we have wonderful facilities. We're very fortunate. We have a brand new baseball field, indoor facilities, turf facilities. We sit right on Narragansett Bay in Providence, Rhode Island. It's a beautiful campus. Until we got there and saw it, you just see it on a computer screen. You don't really get the feel for what it's like. So when you're into your final schools and you can make those trips and see and meet with people, you're able to make that decision. And I know he's very happy. He's saw his first snow the other day, which was interesting. He said he wanted to pick it up and play with it because he'd never seen snow, but he didn't want to look weird with walking to class, so he just let it be. But so it's all right. You're going to see plenty of snow. But I know he's very happy. He's happy academically. He had a good fall, and from our perspective, we're very happy that he chose us, and hope that through my relationship with you and just from Victor recruiting here and the university recruiting here, we can get a little pipeline here in Puerto Rico and start bringing some guys in.
Yeah, I can tell you he loved it, because when he came back, he was decided. Yeah. He was decided to go there, and I'm happy. I'm happy because he's a good example of things that continuously I want to tell the guys that it's not only the logic thing. You will think logically that athletic scholarship is equal to better opportunity, and that's not in every way. So you have to evaluate every opportunity and check what's the best for you in every aspect. Coach, thank you for being with us here.
Appreciate it.
And also for continuously coming to the island and recruiting our players here.
Absolutely. It's tough. It's 83 out today and warm. Back home they had a little bit of snow, so it's a tough trip to make. But, twist my arm. I gotta come. But no, I appreciate you having me, and it's great. And like I said, I would just say to your whole client base and everyone who's watching that, make an informed decision. Find out. Look at schools. Look at everything that's out there. There's a lot of great universities out there for you, but you got to do the research. You got to utilize your resources and utilize Carlos and his services and your parents and whatever's out there for you to make that decision. Utilize that and really put in the time to find out about the schools you're looking at.
and do great in school, please, okay?
Absolutely.
So you have more opportunities.
100%.
See you on the next time, okay? Bye-bye.
Thanks, Pat.